Hey guys, HDV here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new stuff to go over for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Updates on newly leaked Pokemon, we have some more rumors to go over, some more legendary theories, leak breakdowns, a lot to cover for the new Generation 9 game. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts about anything we mention in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, we're going to be taking a look at this tweet by Soul Silver Art, kind of recapping all of the latest information on the whole waifu humanoid Pokemon situation that's going to be happening in Scarlet and Violet. Apparently, we're getting a lot of these humanoid Pokemon in the Generation 9 games. And so this is obviously taken from the Riddler tweets, who of course is the big leaker in the community. And he's saying it is in the Waifumon League, but not the one I was on about to tease last month. So there are two Waifumon, number one being Smoliv's evolution, and then number two, whatever you teased last month. And then he says not too many waifus this time. So again, a lot of humanoid Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. That's basically what he's confirming there. And then he also says, you know, don't worry, there's also many husbandomons as well, which I guess is the contrasting version of Waifumons. Basically just a bunch of humanoid Pokemon, which means many humanoid. The developers always find a perfect balance in design. So humanoid Pokemon, I'm talking about like your Gardevoirs, your Machamps, those kind of Pokemon that have like human features. I know that humans are animals as well and all that, but obviously the characteristics of humans are in these humanoid Pokemon, which is why they're called humanoid. But anyway, Soul Silver Art saying a lot of waifu, husbando, I don't even know how to say that word, husbando, humanoid Pokemon confirmed, though like Ku said, the devs always balance, and these are somewhat his interpretation of these new mons. They almost definitely will be bipedal and gender focused, but that wouldn't have been bad until he said humanoid. Again, it could also mean there's a bunch of new like gender evolutions as well, like obviously we have Pokemon like, I don't know, like Salandit only being able to evolve into Salazzle if it's female, but we might have a couple Pokemon like that where they have a female evolution and a male evolution or something like that. Anyway, he says still, I trust Game Freak to make great mons. I actually like some of the current Waifumon and many bipedal mons too. It's more of the Mr. Mime / rhyme types that I personally don't enjoy. Luckily, Ku said there were at least 4 waifu and less husband than that. He listed the 4 he knows of. So this person here, Dark Gym Leader, says, according to your tweet, I assume that Scarlet / Violet will have at least 110 plus new Pokemon, 4 family of waifu, 4 family of husbando, 2+ family object mons, region bird, fish, fossil, pseudo, etc. I called it 110 plus in Scarlet and Violet. Am I correct? I never said 4 family of husbando. So there's more waifu mons than husband mons, if that makes any sense. I don't even know where these terms come from, to be fair. I didn't even know really that they even existed before this. But anyway, he goes on to say, and at first I thought he meant they were all new mons he had never mentioned before, but it turns out he meant they were all new, as in no regional forms of existing mons. This was confirmed for me because of what he said about Sprigatito. There's a slight chance I'm wrong. So this is obviously him saying, Ku said that 4 Waifumon exist, not that those were new Waifumon. Sprigatito, Smoliv, the regional form on the pole, and Serena. And then he says all new, so no regional forms. All these new humanoid Waifumon Pokemon are all brand new, they're not regional forms. And then this person says, hey Q, I don't know if you've answered this before, but it seems relevant. Which starters final stage as your favorite design? We already went over this, but he's saying water. But that also, I guess, means that Sprigatito's evolution is quite Waifumon as well, because of the words that he uses there. But yeah, apparently water has a really good design, so that's Quaxly's evolution, but Sprigatito evolves into some sort of like Waifumon. But anyway, he says I'm wrong, but I don't think so, as he confirms that the one related to the pole he held is one of them. So here are the 4 we think we know. So Sprigatito is a Waifumon, and then possibly Smoliv's evolution is a Waifumon, and then Lolly hinted it in a poll. I don't know what that one is. And then a hardcore queen is number 4. Bonus, a lot of waifu trainers. As I said, I may be wrong. He says many are curious about the waifus. At least 4 waifumons exist in Titan from what I know. So there could even be more. Fur fetish, plant fetish, lolly fetish, and then pole one and hardcore queen fetish. Let's go. Okay, but what about waifu trainers? Well, we have a lot of them. And then, yep. So again, this whole waifu situation apparently is quite prominent in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. He then goes on to say, As I said, I may be wrong about educated guesses of Sprigatito and Smoliv, especially because he said Smoliv is only in the Waifumon League, not just a waifu. I still suspect gender forms. Also, as I said before, these are opinion based. He once said Hisui and Lilligan and Sabi were a new waifu and neither were too bad. This is a perfect example of why this could all be nothing to worry about. There will be some duds, of course, like every gen, but that's all a matter of opinion anyway. Considering that Gen 7 had Primarina, technically Serena, Sazalazzle, and Pheromosa wouldn't really be any different if real. So that's kind of all the stuff about the newly leaked Pokemon, like all these Waifumons and stuff like that. The next thing we're going to be talking about is this. So this was posted by Looney. They just tweeted this at me. Again, don't know if it has anything to do with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It probably doesn't. It might just be a bit of a coincidence. But basically, you can start a new journey in life with the new Pokeball Diamond by U-Treasure. And then Looney atted me saying, any chances is what the end of the second trailer was hinting at. I'd be disappointed if so, though I'm really not sure how likely Pokemon would take trailer time to promo another company's spin-off merch. I don't think that is the situation of what they're doing, but this could be like some sort of reference to it, you know, just because obviously it's using like diamonds and stuff like that. I don't think the trailer is referencing this new like product here. It's obviously in the trailer it was obviously referencing like the gimmick and stuff, and or what it might be the third legendary, we're not sure, but this could be referencing that, if that makes sense. Anyway, moving on, we have this about some Easter eggs and stuff of past Pokemon games and how they kind of incorporate themselves into new Pokemon games. So again, posted by Soul Silver Art, saying amazing follow-up information from my friend Willow on which Generation 8 Pokemon were the Easter eggs for the Generation 9 legendaries. I totally agree, it's the two Toxtricities, but the bigger news again is that it proves that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have been in at least concept development for a long time. So this is here, Willow saying, inanimate object plus reptilian-based lizards in one. The frills that Toxtricity has representing a mohawk matches well with Koraidon, which is Korai for short, has like a headdress looking thing and is spikier, while the frills LK Tox has and the big spike on the forehead matches better with Miraidon, Mirai FS, and how it has a longer, more streamlined head too. So Toxtricity are violet, but their shinies become a more magenta/red color. So again, also referencing Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Toxtricity has a Gigantamax, it gets on all fours, may symbolize the riding, and the music is important in Hispanic culture, specifically guitars like Toxtricity, and I think at least the motorcycle industry is big in Hispanic countries, and it's a stereotype that rock stars like motorcycles and leads use guitars. And then Toxel is also a Babymon, which can be seen as kind of like Pokemon returning to past roots, while Toxtricity and Toxel are modern gen mons, and Toxtricity again has a Gigantamax, which is like futuristic in concept too, kind of like the entire theming around Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If this is all true, it's solid proof that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has been in the works for a very long time, as there was a Gigantamax Toxtricity poster in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Maybe not Scarlet and Violet development has been going on this whole time, but planning surely has. And then G-Max Toxtricity's eyes are also the same exact shape as the gimmick gem on the Scarlet and Violet Japanese logos. So yeah, you can see that. I mean, again, it could just be a massive coincidence, but this was the poster seen in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You can clearly see that is a Gigantamax Toxtricity. Pokemon do this as well. They always drop Easter eggs in previous Pokemon games. I'm sure when Scarlet and Violet come out, there will be Easter eggs about like Gen 10 and like the next Pokemon games after that. They just always do it. And then as you can see, this is the gimmick symbol from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which again, we don't really know what it is about yet. Could be like types and stuff like that, but again, we're not sure. And then that is it kind of like appearing on the eye of Toxtricity's Gigantamax form. And then this is kind of like, yeah, I guess just going from the past. So we have like Saw's Book, which is kind of referencing Xerneas. We have Mandibuzz, which is referencing Yveltal. We have Pyroar, which is referencing Solgaleo. Noivern, which is referencing Lunala. Lycanroc, the two Lycanroc forms referencing Zacian and Zamazenta. Then we have Silvally, referencing Arceus. Duraludon, I guess, references Dialga just because it's Steel and Dragon. I don't know if this, I mean, like, the typings or something, I don't really know like how that hugely I guess all of it just because of the typings, to be fair. That's why these kind of like all add and stuff, but again, don't know if that's too much of a bit of a stretch, but for me it potentially could be. So that's kind of just some Easter eggs about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I also wanted to go over this for today's video as well, just because it's a nice little trip down memory lane and also shows you how different Pokemon could have been. So this was posted on Nintendo Life, and they say multiplayer battles were included in Pokemon Red and Blue at the last minute. So again, if it was up to other people, we may never even had multiplayer battles in Pokemon. I'm sure they would have included them later on down the line, but again, Red and Blue might never have had them. So we can't really think of Pokemon without thinking about playing with our friends, whether it's battling, trading, or exploring secret bases. Playing and sharing experiences with others feels like a vital aspect of the series, yet one of these features was almost not included in the original Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. Multiplayer battles have become pretty much their own thing nowadays, with competitions worldwide and the availability of Wi-Fi and online battling, but Game Freak almost didn't program it into the game. Pokemon Red and Blue, or Red and Green in Japan, was a step away from the action games that Game Freak was used to making. In a recent video by Did You Know Gaming, an interview unearthed from the 1996 Pokédex book reveals that producer Morimoto was concerned with that battling with friends would be difficult to program and just wasn't interested. So President Tajiri had wanted us to implement battling for a while, but I personally didn't find the idea very interesting and just thought it would be a pain to program. It looked like we'd run out of time and would have to scrap the battling feature, but Nintendo made it clear they wanted battles in the game, so we had to make it happen. Nintendo, however, stepped in as Nintendo was funding the production of the game. Game Freak had little choice but to add it. Initially, the company programmed it so the battles were like exhibitions while you watched your Pokemon fight and you had no input. That would have been kind of a crazy thing to watch. So you basically watched Pokemon fighting and you had no control over it. I don't know how. I mean, I think that would have been cool in like future Pokemon games, just as like little mini games and stuff. But yeah, that would have been mad, like just watching your Pokemon fight and you can't do anything about it. I guess it's down to luck, or I don't know, maybe they could always implement that as a different way of battling in the future, where you have to set your team up and then it just battles on its own. But Nintendo rejected this idea, so they had to push through the last second. So I just thought, well, no choice, then it has to be done. And the early battles was something you just watched. You would just see there was a battle and who won and who lost. We showed that to Nintendo in the surveys we got back, called it boring. I guess they were right, but we were cutting it close to the deadline, trying to add in battles that the player commands. Ultimately, it's what everyone wanted, so we got it to work with the link cable and made it a reality. Pokemon without using the link cable to fight your friends or your siblings feels strange, and maybe if this aspect hadn't been requested by Nintendo, it would never have been included in any future games, though it's hard to tell and unlikely with the growth of online gaming and multiplayer. So I think that they would have still added it, but I do kind of, that idea is quite interesting, where you literally just watch your Pokemon fight and you can't do anything about it, and it just tells you who wins and loses. Something else that I also wanted to go over quickly as well is, again, it's nothing really to do with Scarlet and Violet, but it also could be. So this is just about designing your own Pokemon t-shirts with Original Stitch's new line in Japan. But the Pokemon that they're using to kind of like promote it with is Diglett. Like, it's just such a random Pokemon to promote t-shirts with. Like Diglett, like like what? Of course, we have that whole regional form situation with Riddler talking about how he kind of referenced that fan art and said that they got it right. So we don't know if there's going to be a regional form of Diglett in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But Diglett seems to be making the rounds here. He also retweeted that thing about Diglett not too long ago, and now there's these things being posted about Diglett being the I guess the mascot of this, like a new Original Stitch's new line t-shirt thing. So for whatever reason, the only thing I could really gather is that because Diglett is all about like dirt, and I guess you get dirt on your t-shirt and it's like easily washable or something, but it doesn't really make sense. I think they're promoting Diglett because there's going to be some sort of new Diglett kind of situation happening in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And then this is some of the other Pokemon that are just available with it. Obviously all Kantomons, but there's not really anything here that represents anything to do with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, we don't think any of these are getting new regional forms or anything in the Generation 9 games. Of course, we could still potentially get an evolution. But yeah, I just find it interesting that they're still using Diglett as like this mascot of this new thing, because it's just such a random Pokemon to use for a t-shirt campaign. It just makes no sense. Anyway, though, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we mentioned in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.